Apart from using number lines as regards addition and subtraction of directed numbers, you can also use what is called own and owe, what you have and what you borrowed. If this can help you enough to understand this topic, you can go to the playlist and scroll down to where you have directed numbers and you can see more as regards this. So let's start with this. 2 plus 3 is 5, that's straight. But this 2 has a positive in front of it. Now also note that the positive or the negative in front of a number is owned by that number. So this 3 owns this plus. And this 2 also has a plus in front of it, since there's no minus written in front of it. When you have a number like this and no negative sign is written in front of it, you should automatically know it has a positive. So when you have a positive and a number, that means you own or you have. Let's say for example you have 2 apples and you have 3 apples. In total you have 5 apples. That's 2 plus 3 is 5. So you can say this is 5. For the second question, you have 2 minus 3. This 2 has no positive or negative sign in front of it. That means it has a positive sign in front of it. Therefore this 2 means you have. So you can say you have 2 apples. This 3 owns this minus. That means you're owing 3. So you have 2 apples and you're owing 3 apples. By the time you pay back 2 out of the 3 apples you're owing, you still be owing 1 more. That's why the answer to this question, 2 minus 3 is minus 1. Then the next question is minus 1 plus 4. As you can see here, this one has a negative sign in front of it. Like we say, the positive or the negative sign in front of a number is owned by that number. Therefore this 4 owns this plus and this 1 owns this minus. And for us, minus means we are owing or something we have borrowed, and this 4 means something we have. Imagine you have 4 apples and you are owing 1, and you pay back the one you owe out of the 4 you have. You still be having 3. Since you are still having 3 to your side, that means your answer is plus 3, which is 3. You can write 3. The next question is minus 1 minus 3. The 1 has a minus and the 3 has a minus. That means you are owing 1 apple in first place. Then in second place, you are still owing another 3 apples. It means that you are owing one person 1 apple and you are owing another person 3 apples. So in total, you are owing 4 apples. Since it's owing, it's going to be minus 4. For this question, you can write it as minus 1 minus 3. Now, when you have 2 negative signs together, you have to resolve them into 1. And resolving them into 1 is like minus times minus 1. Just a minus and minus together gives you plus. So you have resolving this or joining these 2 negative signs together turns to positive. You should know this law already that says minus and minus joined together, or minus times minus is plus. Plus and plus together, or plus times plus is plus. Minus and plus, or minus times plus is minus. And plus and minus together, or plus times minus is minus. If you look closely, you see that when you have 2 negative signs together, 2 same signs, 2 same negative or 2 same positive signs together, the outcome is always positive. But when we have a negative and a positive, or a positive and a negative, either joined together and we have to resolve them into 1, or multiplying them together, the outcome is always negative. So in this case, minus and minus together, resolving them into 1 gives you plus, because 2 same negative signs or 2 same positive signs would give an outcome of plus or positive. So you have minus 1 plus 3. Minus 1 means you are owing something you borrowed, and plus means you have. And this 3 owns this plus and this 1 owns this minus. So you owe 1 and you have 3. If you owe 1 and you have 3, by the time you pay back, the one you owe out of the 3 you have, you'll be left with 2. So to your side you have 2, and since you have 2, it's plus 2, or you can write 2. For the final question, you have minus 1 plus open bracket minus 3 close bracket. We can open the bracket. You have it as minus 1 plus minus 3 equals minus 1. You have this positive and a negative. You have to resolve it into 1. And like I said earlier, when you have a positive and a negative sign, it always turns out to be negative when you resolve them. So you have minus 3. Resolving this plus and minus, you have minus 1 minus 3. Minus 1 minus 3, you are owing 1 and you are still owing 3. You are owing 1 apple and you are owing 3 apples. In total, you are owing 4 apples. So since you are owing, minus 4 is the outcome. So rather than use number lines to solve questions like this, use the method or the technique of having and owing, where the negative means you owe and the positive means you own or you have.